Hello guys, welcome back to another video of mine. Now this is a little bit of a different video today. I'm going to do the first part of this video is going to be a preview for our Europa League game against Dynamo Kiev tomorrow. So I'll start off with that. But then the second part of the video might be aimed more towards football fans rather than just Chelsea fans in general. I'm going to be doing my Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year and my Team of the Year. With the season coming to its end, there's only about 2 months left, and with the votes opening in just I think about a month's time, I felt it was good to do this video. I could have done it later in the season, but I thought with being such a hot topic at the minute, I thought I would do a video based on it. So I'm going to do that after I cover our game tomorrow against Dynamo Kiev. So I'm going to start with that now. Now, talking about that game, it's the last 16 of the Europa League, so we're coming into the later stages of the tournament. We're at home in the first leg, so at Stamford Bridge tomorrow, 8 o'clock kickoff UK time. Talking about Dynamo Kiev now, we have played them before. We played them in the Champions League in the 2015-16 season. I think they were in our group. I think they were in a group. Or did we get them in the last? No, they were in our group. We drew 0-0 away in Kiev, and we beat them 2-1 at home. So if those results were to happen again, we would make it into the quarter-final, which I have no problem with. But their domestic form, they are second in the Ukrainian league. I think there's only 12 teams in that Ukrainian league, so it's not really as competitive. They're second. They're 7 points behind Shakhtar Donetsk, so they're struggling. Well, they're a good bit off the pace at the top, but they still have some of the season left to redeem that. But there's not really much else you can say. Them most of their key players, like Yarmolenko, who used to play for them, is now at West Ham. He went from Kiev to Dortmund to West Ham now, and then Konoplyanka, he used to play for them. I don't know where he is now. Last time I remember him, I think he was at Sevilla. So I'm not really too sure if he's still there or not. But yeah, they're the two kind of key players who were there when we played them last aren't there anymore. So they're not as strong as they were when we played them a couple of years ago. But it doesn't mean it's going to be a difficult game. It doesn't mean it's not going to be a difficult game. Their fans are still very Ukrainian fans are always very passionate and very passionate, and they've nothing to lose. We're very much the favourites to go through, so they'll go out with it's a free hit for them. So that means they will be up for it. They'll give everything they have, and it's going to be a difficult game. And Chelsea, it's very Chelsea-like to obviously beat Tottenham last week, and then the following week lose to Dynamo Kiev at home. It's just who we are. So I can never take any game. We can never take any game lightly. I think we know as Chelsea fans, or any Chelsea fans watching this will know from experience. But yeah, realistically, I would like to see us get a healthy lead. Comfortable is healthy. A healthy lead, because we're at home in the first leg, we're not away. So we really kind of need even a 2 or 3-0 lead going into the second leg means we don't have to go all out. And in the second leg in Ukraine, which is a long trip from London, so we could really do with getting a healthy lead in the first leg, and then having a bit of an easier game in the second leg with the long travelling and with Premier League games coming up. It would be nice to have the second leg as a bit of a breather. But we need to get the job done tomorrow and get a healthy lead. So with that, I'm going to give you my predicted 11. I'm not going to do. I said I'd do this, but I'm not going to do the 11 that I think Sarri will pick. I'm going to do the 11 that I would like to see. Swing goal. I go with Kepa. Caballero, whenever he's played this season, hasn't done anything wrong. But Kepa is our first choice keeper, and he has played the majority of Europa League games. So I would go with him in goal. Back four, I go Azpilicueta at right back. We don't really have many other options. Zappacosta. I would play a strong team tomorrow, because, as I said, we want to kind of get the job done in the first leg. So it'd be good to play a strong team. Back four. I would go with Christensen. I thought he did very well against Fulham at the weekend. Started off a little bit shaky, but managed to really come into his own in the second half. So I'd play Christensen. I'd also go with David Luiz. He didn't play against Fulham, so he should be fully rested for this one. And I go with Marcus Alonso at left back, because I want Emerson playing in the league games, and if we can get to the quarters and semi-finals of this, Emerson can start playing then. But yeah, I think Alonso's been very poor this season. I think he's been one of our worst players this season. But Dynamo Kiev aren't top quality opposition. They're no Man City or Liverpool or the likes of Napoli or Inter Milan in the competition. So I think he should be okay for this game, and we need to give him a run out. So I play Alonso at left back. Moving into the midfield. I go with I go with Kovacic in the regista role. We might as well try him out there. I think Jorginho played much better against Fulham. So I think I wouldn't be surprised if he played this game and the game against Wolves at the weekend. But I'll go with him in there. I go Kante and Loftus-Cheek in the middle. Sorry, I'm just looking at the time of the video. I'm going to try and rush through this so I can get to my team of the year and player of the year. So I put Kante and Loftus-Cheek as the two more advanced midfielders. On the wings, I play Callum Hudson-Odoi. I think Hazard should be rested for this game. I know I said I wanted a full string, but Callum Hudson-Odoi is more than capable of doing a job against Dynamo Kiev. So I play him on the left. I go with Willian on the right and Higuain up front. So that's the team I'd like to see. And honestly, I think if that team plays, or even some changes, we are more than capable of getting a healthy lead and bringing it into the second leg. That's all I have to say for the game on going tomorrow. I hope we do get the win, and as I said, I'll have a review for that game out on Friday. So now, getting into what I'd say most people will enjoy from this video, my team of the year and player of the year now. There's so many candidates. I'm going to do my team of the year first. I'm going to do my player of the year and young player of the year at the end of the video. So I'm going to get into my team of the year now. Team of the year, in goal, I'd probably go Alisson, to be honest. I think I looked at some of his stats. I think he's kept more clean sheets than he's conceded goals, and for a goalkeeper they are incredible stats. He has made a few mistakes this season, but let's be honest, every goalkeeper's made mistakes. Ederson's made mistakes, Kepa's made mistakes, Lloris has made mistakes. Every goalkeeper makes mistakes. If anything, I think they have one of the hardest jobs on the pitch. They get criticised for the little mistakes they make, and then when they make a great save, it's more, such a good shot, but it was a good save. They don't get the credit they deserve, and Alisson, I think, his first season in the Premier League, I think he's done a very, very good job, so I will go with him in goal. I don't know my right back, I need time to think about that, but left back, I'm going to go Andy Robertson. To be fair to him, for him to be playing a whole only 2 seasons ago and getting relegated to now being the best left back in the league, in my opinion, is credit to him. He's done a very good job. He has the most assists of a Premier League defender this season, 8 I think it is. I think I remember seeing a stat when they were playing against Everton at the weekend, which is very impressive. I remember Alonso had that the year we last won the league. So it's very impressive, and not only that, he's a good defender. He's pretty quick. He knows his position well, and I think he deserves to be in that left back role. So the 2 centre backs, I'm going to go at Laporte from Man City. I know I could easily say Jan Vertonghen, but Tottenham have really struggled in terms of in the last couple of games defensively. I know they won last night, but in terms of the league, they've lost. I think they've lost like 5 or 6 games this season. I'm not too sure. I think it's 6. So the defence hasn't been. It's usually very solid, but I'm going to edge towards Laporte over Vertonghen because City are top of the league, and with such a good defence, he's obviously been a key part of that. He scored some important goals as well. I know it's not really a defender's job, but it's nice for a defender to come up with a goal every now and then. But mostly as a defender's job, he's there to make sure the ball doesn't go in the net, and he's done that very, very well, very solid, and he's stood up for Man City. I think he's been their best defender. I know they're really spoiled for choice with the likes of Kompany, Stones, Otamendi, but Laporte has really stood up and done well this season. So I'll go with him as one of the centre backs, and the second centre back, I think everyone kind of will agree with this one, Virgil van Dijk. I was very disappointed when Liverpool signed him. I think, just over a year, December 2017 they signed him. I really wanted him, and I think he's proved how important he is. I don't think Liverpool would be where they are without him, to be honest. Everyone was kind of Liverpool when Jurgen Klopp first came in his second season. They were really good going forward. They would score nearly 3 goals, average 3 goals a game, but defensively they just couldn't keep a clean sheet for love nor for money. And they got Van Dijk, and he's just completely changed how they defend. He wins everything. He wins headers, clearances, blocks. He's a machine, to be honest. I do envy Liverpool over having him, but as I said, Liverpool would not be where they are now without Van Dijk, and just popped up with some goals as well. He scored 2 against Watford. against Wolves as well. So he's popped up with some goals, but overall he is possibly the best defender. Maybe not even just the Premier League, but in the world. So I'll go with him there. Right back now. This is. I'm torn between. You know what? I'm going to go with Trent Alexander-Arnold. This is nearly just a whole Liverpool team, but to be fair, the players that I mentioned, you wouldn't think they are top quality on paper, but the way they've been playing is very well. I mean, they're only a point off the league or off the top for a reason. And Trent Alexander-Arnold, for his age, I think he's only 19, or I think he's 18 or 19. I'm not really too sure, but he's just, for his age, he's been really, really good, popping up with assists. And just being very solid defensively. I know he's got Virgil van Dijk there to help him out, and Gomez, who is also a young age, but was there to help him out. And he's really come into his own, and at such a young age to be in the team of the year, and to be one of the main reasons why your team is fighting for the title, I think is testament to how well he's played. So I'll put Alexander-Arnold in there. I'm going to go a 4-4. I'm going to go 4-4-2, just a standard formation. Right side, I'm going to go with the two centre midfielders. I'm going to go Fernandinho as one of them. Look, for someone who's, I think he's 34 years of age, he's so key to Man City. He was key to them last year when they won the league, and this season I think he's missed 2 games this season, and the 2 games that he missed, they lost. So it shows how important he is to the team, and he keeps the game rolling, keeps the passing, he keeps the game flowing, good at intercepting. He's just a really, really good defensive midfielder. So I'll put him in as one of the central midfielders. Now this is difficult. I don't know who to go alongside him. Liverpool's midfield is good, but none of them would really come into the team of the year. It's difficult. I'll go with Kante. Look, you could easily say, you know what, yeah, Kante. Honestly, if we didn't have Kante this season, we would be in and around 9th or 10th. Honestly. I'm gobsmacked by what he can do on a football pitch every single week. Even though you expect it, you still go, how does he have so much energy? He just runs like a headless chicken in a good way, never stops running, intercepting, and in his new advanced role, he's done very well, considering nobody thought he could do well in a more advanced position because it's not his game, but he's done very, very well, popped up with a few goals as well, and he's done his job brilliantly. So I'll put him in there with Fernandinho. Right side of midfield, again, very difficult. Very difficult. On the left, I'm going to go with Heung-min. Actually, I'm going to go with Heung-min Son and Eden Hazard as the 2 wingers. Actually, wait. Okay, Heung-min Son first. This is difficult. This is very difficult. Heung-min Son, he has been Tottenham's best player this season. I think most Spurs fans will probably agree with me, and some Premier League fans will agree with me. He's scored, I don't even know how many goals he's scored, but he's had probably one of his best goal scoring seasons in terms of that and assists. And he's probably a nightmare to mark, to be honest. I just think he's been one of the most. He's been definitely Spurs' best player and one of the best players in the league. So I'll put Son on the right. On the left, this is difficult. You could say Salah, and you could say Hazard. There's not really anyone else I can think of. If there's someone, this is an unpopular opinion. I'd go Bernardo Silva. Honestly, I think he's an unsung hero in that Man City team. I really do. A lot of people look at De Bruyne, David Silva, Aguero, rightfully so, but I do think Bernardo Silva is an unsung hero in that City team. He's popped up with some brilliant goals, assists. His work ethic is it's brilliant, and I don't think he gets the recognition he deserves. I could have said Hazard. Hazard does have more goals and more assists, but Hazard does have a tendency to go missing, whereas Bernardo Silva is a very consistent player. So I'm going to go with Bernardo Silva, but I easily could have gone with Hazard, but I just think Hazard has the tendency, and being a Chelsea fan, I watch him every week, has the tendency to go missing. So I'm going to edge towards Bernardo Silva now. Salah, Hazard, Bernardo Silva, any one of those could have gone in, but I'm going to go Bernardo Silva due to consistency. The front two, I'm going to go Aguero as one of them. I think everyone will probably have Aguero in there for someone who's been hit with injuries so much, and and he's getting on now a little bit. His goal scoring record and his work ethic is just, it's something to be admired. I do think he is one of, if not the best striker that the Premier League has seen. He's been in the Premier League since 2011, and his goal scoring record is just phenomenal. 11 hat-tricks. He's level with Alan Shearer after being here for only 7, 8 years. Is remarkable. So I go with him as one of the strikers. Now, the second one is difficult. Harry Kane, you could say, yeah, but he's been injured too much. Aubameyang, possibly. This is difficult. This is really difficult to go with a second striker. I'm trying to think. None of our strikers, definitely. I'm gonna edge towards Harry Kane. Harry Kane's goals have possibly kept Tottenham where they are now. I know I say Harry Kane hasn't been the best Spurs player because he's been injured quite a lot. I do think Heung-min Son has been Spurs' best player, but I think Harry Kane's goals are so important to Tottenham, honestly. So I'm going to go Harry Kane up there. Now, getting into my player of the year, now this is very difficult because there are so many players I could choose from. You're looking at the likes of Aguero, Son, but the one I'm going to go for is Van Dijk. Honestly, I've said this before, I said it earlier on. Liverpool would not be where they are in the league if it wasn't for Van Dijk. He is the best defender in the Premier League, potentially the world. I know it's very difficult saying a Chelsea fan praising a Liverpool player so much, but genuinely he is world class. Honestly, as I said, he blocks everything, intercepts, heads, clears, everything. He's literally like a brick wall. And honestly, Liverpool would not be where they are without him. That is the main reason why he's getting this award, because he has been the most influential player of any team in the Premier League. So I'll give it to him. And if Liverpool do go on to win the league, I hope they don't. But if they do go on to win the league, he will have played a huge part in that, massive part in that. So he's my player of the year. I think many people will agree with me. Aguero could be up there. As I said, there were so many other potential winners, but Van Dijk, he's had such an influence on Liverpool, and I think he is a deserved winner of player of the year. You know what, I'm not going to do my young player of the year. I'm just going to do player of the year and team of the year. So this is it for this video. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you enjoyed the preview for the Chelsea game tomorrow for those Chelsea fans watching. And I hope the rest of you enjoyed my team of the year. Do you agree with it? If not, please let me know who you would have in instead. If you did, then that's great. And I hope you did enjoy the video overall. If you did, please drop it a like. Subscribe if you're new around here or you enjoy the content. I'm sorry for having the video nearly 18 minutes long, but I want to try and get as much info out as possible. So I'll thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you for the review for this game on Friday. See you then, guys. Take care.